Everything I planned it has arrived. Nothing about this is upside down. Hey, 2, 1, let's go. Put it in the ground in a season that was cold. Nobody was watching and there wasn't any gold. Every single morning for a period of years, everything was watering and everything was fierce. Nothing came up early and there wasn't any sign. Everything was faith along the line. Neighbors had a season that was faster and was loud. Everything they planned came up quickly and was proud. Then a wind arrived and it removed the whole of it. Nothing in the shallow ever managed to commit. Was going down while their whole thing was going high. Nobody was asking why. Sickle in the hand and it is time. Nothing here was ever gonna climb. Everything I planned it is a rhyme. Harvest heavy in the arm. Harvest heavy in the arm. Everything I'm carrying was slow across the farm. I don't get to hurry and I never got to rush. Only got the seasons and the hush, 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 hush. Something in the waiting was the crush, hush, hush, hush. Low, the bass line rolling through the field. Everything is finally revealed. Nothing here was ever gonna yield. Neighbors came in on him and they stood there at the fence. Everything about it was completely without sense. Asked me what I did and I could barely make it clear. Nothing but the same thing for a period of year. Told them that it's boring and they didn't want to know. That's the way it always goes. That's the way it always goes. Oh. Everybody's looking for the season that is quick. Nothing in the season ever managed to be slick. Half the world is planning things that come up in a week. Everything they carry is a leak. If you're in a year where there is nothing coming up, keep on going. Stick up, harvest in the barn, stacked up to the bin. Every go faded almost severed any shield. Nothing here was ever quick and have their lab. Nothing here was ever gory arm. Slow was the only thing allowed. Harvest heavy in the arm. Everything I'm carrying was slow across the farm. I don't get to hurry and I never got to rush. Only got the seasons and the hush, hush, hush. Something in the waiting was the crush, crush, love. I ain't told ya, just a rip. Everything I'm planning. Hey, hey. Everything I'm planning has arrived. Everything took longer and it's here. One picture for a year and that is all. Everything that happened in a mark. A way of a keeping where a year gets just a sign. Everything that happened in a single simple line. Not the most important and not what a book would say. Just the thing that everybody carried through the day. Don't wanna hide in a spiral going out. That's the whole account. Started doing mine at a difficult of age. One thing for the year and it goes on a single page. 22 was nothing but a doorway in a name. 26 was fire and it's honestly the same. 31 was quiet and I drew a little cup. Nothing else went up. One mark for your native face. Nothing here gets edited or mixed. Everything essential is transfixed. Winter count spiraling around. Everything I lived through is a single started with the work. Nobody had contest and it made the whole thing jerk. Then they leaned in closer and the questions were the good. Everything they asked was what I wish somebody would. Never gave a background, and I never gave a frame. Best I've ever been at any game. Everybody's building an elaborate alone. Nobody's arriving and the story doesn't go. Half of any life is spent on setting up the shot. Nothing in the setup is the play. If you're at a door and you have practice what to say, throw it out and start it midway. Opening it cold, landing on the beat. Everything is plain was just a thing I'd have to eat. Let them ask me later who I was before the door. That's the thing that I can't answer for. Starting in the middle is the score. No setup and no music and no name. Everything is already in motion. No setup and no music and no name. One more crossing and the dark goes dark. 11:40 and the horn goes out across the bay. Everybody running with the thing they have to say. Half of us are leaving and the other half are back. Everybody's carrying a differently packed sack. Nobody's discussing where they've been or where they go. Everybody's quiet and it's slow. Woman with a suitcase that has clearly been around. Man who has a toolbox and a very tired sound. Kid who has a guitar and has never been away. Everybody's crossing on the very same day. Water doing water and it doesn't know a name. All of us the same. Engines going low and we pull out. Nothing here is anything to doubt. Everything is crossing and it's out. It's not Let's Ferry, cutting through the black. Everybody on it has decided not to look back. I don't know their stories and I don't know their why. Only that we're crossing and it's high. Something in the water is the sky. Deep, the low and churning at the stern. Everything is crossing and we'll turn. Nothing on the water has to learn. Halfway through the crossing and the far lights came in view. Everybody moved to the rear without a cue. Nobody said anything and nobody had to. Everybody looking at the thing they're going to. Kid picked up the guitar and he played a single thing. Everybody stood there in the ring. Everybody's crossing to a thing they cannot see. Nothing on the far side has agreed to guarantee. Half of us are running and the other half are called. Nothing about that has ever stalled. If you're on a ferry and you're frightened of the shore, that is what a ferry's for. Ferry that is last, sliding into dock. Everybody's standing and there isn't any clock. Let the far side hold whatever it is planned. All of us are steady. Grandfather went down at 14 and he stayed. Everything he knew was in a corridor he made. White walls going forever and the air is very dry. Nothing rots down there and nothing has to die. Everything preserved and it's the reason it's alive. Everything is holding to a lie. Took me down at night and I have never been the same. Everything is white and it is huge and has no name. Chapel that the miners carved from salt at 1810. Still exactly perfect and it's gonna be again. Nothing down there ages and there's nothing that decays. Everything is holding out the day. Dry and cold and holding out the year. Nothing here can run and nothing's near. Everything preserved is very clear. Salt mine right beneath the town. Everything I put down here is never coming down. I don't get to change it, I don't get to erase. Only get to leave it in the place. Something in the keeping is the grace. The low end rolling through the hall. Everything is echoing and tall. Oh, nothing in the salt has ever fall. Went back for my grandfather in a year I won't forget. Everything down there was as he left it and I made. Same tools on the same hook and the same mark on the wall. Nothing about time was ever in that hall. Sat there for an hour with the lamp and with his name. Nothing here has changed and I'm the same. Everybody's got a place where nothing gets to move. Everything is perfect and there's nothing left to prove. Half of it is comfort and the other half's a trap. Nothing about salt is on a map. If you got a mind to go and visit it a bit, then come up and live in what's not. Mind full of salt, white and holding still. Everything preserved and there is everything I will. Let the surface change and let the town become anew. Nothing in the corridor is through. Grandfather is down there and it's true. Everything down here has been down here. Everything up here is going on. Dig into the person I can't see. Somebody is digging back at me. Started on the south side in a February gray. Everybody told us it would take about a day. Took 11 months and it was mostly in the mud. Everything was water and the water turned to flood. Nobody could see the other crew or hear a thing. Only had the survey and the string. Every single morning we would drill about a meter. Everything identical and nothing getting sweeter. Nobody had proof that the other side was there. Everything was faith and it was mathematics and air. Foreman kept the chalkboard of the distance to the meet. Number going down was all the sweet. Drilling short and haul it out again. Nothing here is anything but then. Everything is meters in the wind. Tunnel work, grinding through the stone. Everything I'm doing is a thing I do alone. I don't see the end and I don't hear the crew. Only have the meter and the two. Something on the far side has to be true. Grind the low end, chewing at the rock. Everything is measured on a Thursday and it was a distant knock, 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 knock. Everybody stopped and there was nothing but the rock, rock, knock. Back with the hammer and the answer came right through. Grown men in a tunnel and there's nothing they can do. Broke two on the Friday and we shook and we were mud. Best day of my life and it was blood, blood. Everybody's digging toward a person they can't see. Nothing will confirm it and there isn't any plea. Half of any meeting is two people in the dark, drilling at a math and at a mark. If you're in a tunnel and you haven't heard a knock, keep on going, that's the whole of stock. In the boxes has a lack. Student came in autumn with the topic and a hope. Pulled a box for her and watched her open up the road. Something in her face when the handwriting arrived. That's the only reason that this basement has survived. Nobody will thank me and there won't be any plaque. The whole contract. Everything you're doing will be paper in a box. Nothing about that should ever make you check the clock. Somebody will open it in 80 or in 10. Everything you were will be a then. If you keep a letter or a photograph or never know you're an archive, then it's what you wrote. Archive in the basement, holding out the years. Everything forgotten is a thing that reappears. Let the building sell and let them put it in a truck. Nothing in here was ever about luck. Somebody was there and it stuck. Somebody was there. of the level of the knees down here. There's 100 kinds of things that never rise. Everything is shaded, it is patient and it's wise. Waiting for a giant to eventually go down, 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 down. Then they take the crown. Been down here for decades in a shadow of a life. Everybody's canopy above me like a knife. Nothing about bitter, it's a strategy in time. Everything I'm going is a very slow climb. Storing up a system in a route that's very wide. Waiting for a light to come inside. Shade is not a fundamental curse. Nothing in the way that makes it worse. Everything downweighs in the worst. Understory, green beneath the dark. Everything I'm building is invisible and stark. I don't need the sunlight, I don't need the height. Only need the roots to hold it tight. Something in the shadow is the right. The shadow is the right. Low the baseline, breathing with the moss. Everything is patient and it's gloss. Nothing down here counts it as a loss. Giant came down in a storm one afternoon. Everything above me turned to absolutely noon. Everything I'd stored went to growing in a year. 20 years of waiting to disappear. Now I am the canopy and somebody's below. Everything I know. Everybody's angry at the shadow that they're in. Nothing about shadow ever counted as a sin. Half of any forest is a waiting kind of green. Everything above will not be seen. If you're in a shade and you have been there for a while, grow the root and hold a smile. Story of the under rising to the light. Everything I stood for was a thing I gotta write. Let the fallen giant be the reason I write. Nothing about that is a drive. Waiting was the way I stayed alive. Everything belonged to right me. Spain was the white, hot the right. Everything below me now is waiting. Somebody looks down here and it's me. Somebody has a way into my life. Nobody has ever asked me why. Gave it to a person on a Tuesday without thought. Everything about it was the smallest thing I bought. Little piece of metal in an envelope and gone. Didn't understand the size of what I tried. Every single time she comes in and I'm not there, something in the building goes to air. Love it, what it be. Nobody discusses what it means to have a key. Everybody's talking about love and what it be. Nothing about roses ever equal what it is. Somebody who's allowed to see the mess and quiz. Dishes in the sink. Every failure on the floor. That's the whole of what it's for. Cut it at a shop for $1 and a bit. Nothing here is anything but it. Everything I am is what will fit. The spare key sitting in her bag. Everything I'm hiding is a very open flag. I don't get to tie it in and I don't get to prepare. Somebody arrives and I am there. Nothing in the world is quite as bare. Turn the low and clicking in the lock. Everything is open and it's stock. Nothing here is anything to block. Came in on a Thursday when I hadn't been alright. Everything about the fly was evidence of night. Didn't say a word and didn't tidy up a thing. Made Everybody's dating and they're building up a face. Nobody is handing over access to a place. Half of any love is who has seen the actual room. Everything the candle consumes. If you got a person you would give a key to now, go and cut it, that's the vow. Key that is fair, warm inside a hand. Everything I've hidden is a thing that she has scanned. Let the flat be terrible and let it be the truth. Nothing in the tidy is the proof. Somebody who comes in is the roof. Somebody has a way into my life. Everybody should have someone's key. Everybody thinks that they're the only one. All of us are up at the same time. Three in the morning and the city has gone still. Everybody's sleeping on the other side of hill. Then there's all of us and we are absolutely wide. Everybody working on a thing they have to hide. Nobody has told us that the others are awake. Everybody's certain of the ache. Woman on the 8th floor with the light on every night. Man across the courtyard with the screen that's very bright. Somebody is running down the street at 4:30. Somebody is painting and I've seen it through the door. None of us have spoken and we never really will. All of us are on the hill. Kettle at the hour that is wrong. Nothing here is anything but long. Everybody's building something strong. Small hours army scattered through the block. Everybody's marching and there isn't any clock. I don't know a single one of them by name. Only know the window and the flame. Everybody's fighting the exact same. Load the baseline humming in the wall. Everybody's up and standing tall. Nothing in the darkness is a fall. Met one at a shop that is open through the night. Both of us were buying the exact same kind of. I looked at one another and we knew the whole affair. Nothing had to be explained and nothing to declare. Nodded once and both of us went back into the dark. That's the only kind of mark. If you're up at 3 and you are certain you're alone, go and look outside and count the windows that are shown. Every single one of them somebody like you. Everybody building something through. Nothing about lonely is remotely ever true. Half a city's up with you. Army of small hours, working till the blue. Everybody finishing a thing that no one knew. Let the morning come and let us all pretend we slept. Nothing about what we've kept. All of us were up and all of us have wept. Everybody thinks that they're the only one. Look outside and count the lights with me. Something in the sky that wants to leave. Something in my hand that's standing calm. Walk, stay, no. Father took me out to a hill above the town, handed me a spool and he never put it down. Everything was pulling and it wanted to be gone. Everything about it was a very steady call. Told me that the flight. Nothing in the air without the tide. Everybody thinks that a tether is a cage. Back when that is loose has ever gotten to a stage. Kite without a string is a bag inside a tree. Everything is soaring as a hand that isn't free. Learned it all, now he learned when it quit. Never once forgot a bit. Pull it and it climbs and that is odd. Nothing here is anything but taut. Everything that rises has a knot. Kite string singing in my palm. Everything that's flying has a heavy kind of calm. I don't wanna let it go and watch it disappear. Only wanna feel it pulling here. Something in the tension is the year. Hum below and thrumming down the line. Everything is holding and it's fine. Nothing in the sky is only mine. Let it go at 12 because a friend of mine said do. Watch it fold and tumble and it wasn't even blue. Cried the whole way home and father didn't say a word. Bought another one and never mentioned what occurred. Learn the actual lesson on a hill without a head. Nothing flies without a stand. Everybody's cutting every string they ever had. Nobody has told them that the cutting makes it bad. Half of any freedom is the thing that holds you down. Everything that soars is anchored to a town. If you have a tether and you're angry that it's there, let it pull and go get air. String of the kite, taut against the blue. Everything I'm holding is the reason it flew. Let the wind take everything it wants to take. Nothing in my hand is going to break. Holding is the only way to make something in the sky that could have left. To things that are silent and again. Everything between them is a guess. Village on the one side and the market on the next. Everything between them is a canyon and a text. Somebody built a rope across the 19 something too. Everybody uses it and nobody would choose. Sways about a meter when the wind decides to come. Everybody crosses it in some. Grandmother would cross it with a basket on her head. Never held the ropes and never looked at what she said. Told me that the looking is the thing that makes you fall. Told me that the bridge is not the dangerous at all. Danger is the thinking about danger while you're on. Cross it like the crossing is a song. Plank and rope and a very steady eye. Nothing here is asking me to try. Everything is holding if I fly. Rope bridge swaying in the air. Everything I'm crossing is a thing that isn't there. I don't look below and I don't look behind. Only look at what I have to find. Something on the other side is kind. Sway the low and rolling with the span. Everything is moving as it can. Nothing here has ever had a plan. Made it. Made it in the autumn with the basket on my own. Halfway through I stopped and I was absolutely stoned. Everything below me and the wind picked up a note. was all. Everybody's got a canyon they will have to cross. Nothing about bravery, it's mostly about loss. Half of any crossing is refusing to compute. Everything you calculate becomes a route. If you're in the middle and the wind has found your face, walking it will be a place. Faith made of rope, still behind my back. Everything I crossed for is a thing I didn't lack. Let the canyon keep whatever it is kept. Nothing in the middle where I stepped. Crossing was a promise that I kept. Two things that are solid and a gap. Everything between them was a walk. Yeah. Said the thing exactly as I meant it. Nothing that I write was what I said. Everybody's speaking and there isn't any bridge. Everything I offer lands upon a different ridge. Told her that I loved her in the only way I could. Everything about it was correct and understood. Then it hit her language and it turned to something small. Nothing that I said arrived at all. Not about the country and it isn't about words. Two people in the kitchen are as far as any birds. Everything I'm holding has a shape inside my head. Everything that leaves me is a differently shaped thread. Nobody receives the thing that anybody sends. That's the whole of what a language lends. Signal into symbol into sound. Nothing here arrives the way it's found. Everything gets lost upon the ground. Translation error running down the line. Everything I meant became a different kind of sign. I don't get to hand you what is actually here. Only get a version that is near. Something in the gap is what I fear. Glitch, the low end skipping on the phrase. Everything is lost in different ways. Nothing here survives a relay. Tried again in April with a slower kind of tongue. Said it as a story about something when I'm young. Didn't say the word and didn't try to make it land. Told her about bicycle and told her about sand. Something in the story got across the whole of it. That's the only way that language fits. Everybody's failing at the thing aiming to say. Nothing but vocabulary makes it go away. Half of understanding is the giving up of words. Half of it is stories and it's pictures and it's birds. If the thing you're saying will not cross the empty air, tell them something else and put it there. Error in translation, narrower each year. Everything I meant is getting slowly more sincere. Let the words continue being wrong the way they are. I'll be telling stories from afar. Something is arriving and it's far. block had a level and a place. Everybody knew the other's face. Summer we would sleep all day because the fly was hot. Everybody's radio and everybody's pot. Woman on the fourth will sing a thing without a name. Nobody applauded but we all knew the same. Never had a garden and we never had a yard. Metal grid was hot, going down and never used. Nothing has ever been abused. Everything is holding what we choose. Fire escape, hey! Hanging off the brick. Everything that saved me was a thing that wasn't slick. I don't need a balcony and I don't need a view. Only need the metal and the tune. Something in the outside that was true. Clink the low and ringing on the rail. Everything is holding and it's frail. Nothing here has ever had to sell. Went back in October and the building had been sold. Everything is glass now and it's beautiful and cold. Fire escapes are gone because the code has been revised. Everybody's safer and is better and is wise. Also there is nowhere for a kid to sit alone. Nothing that they own. Any kind of progress takes us something you can't name. Nothing in the record and there's nobody to blame. Half of what we lose is what was never on a plan. Metal grid that held 100 men. If you haven't nowhere that is somewhere in your life, go and sit there once before the night. Escape from the fire, rusted and removed. Fire escape. Hanging off the brick. Everything that saved me was a thing that wasn't slick. I don't need a balcony and I don't need a view. Only need the metal and the tune. Something in the outside that was true. Metal grid is gone. Oh, oh. Everybody's second living room. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, everybody's second living room. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, everybody's second living room. Hey, hey, hey. Everybody's looking at the summit. Nobody is looking at the tents. 3, 2, 3, let's go! Spent 11 weeks or 17 and never higher. Everybody else was going up and getting tired. Job was very simple and it wasn't any glory. Keep the camp alive and keep the record of the story. Boiled all the water and I fixed a lot of stove. Nothing but it was a trove. Watch them go up daily and I watched them coming back. Half of them succeeded and the rest were on a track. Everybody's face was a completely different thing. Coming down is honest in a way that has a sting. Nobody talked much and there wasn't any need. Everybody's carrying a seed. Tents and rope and a very careful list. Nothing here is anything I've missed. Everything above me is a mist. Base camp holding at the line. Everything they're doing up there rests on what is mine. I don't need the sun and I don't need the flag. Only need the camp to never sag. Nothing here is anything to brag. Low, the baseline settling on the stone. Everything is anchored to the bone. Nothing on this mountain is alone. Man came down in October and he'd made it to the top. Sat inside my kitchen tent and couldn't make it stop. Everything he'd seen and there was nobody here. Everybody else was gone and I was standing near. Poured him something hot and let him talk until it broke. That is what I can't campus for not smoke. Everybody's building for a summit they can name. Nobody is building for the holding of the frame. Half the world is climbing and the other half is base. Nothing about either one is greater in the race. If you're at a camp and you have never gone above, that is not a smaller kind of love. Everybody's looking at the summit. Somebody's to keep the tents alive. Referee begins and it goes slow. Every number is a decision. Everybody thinks the fight is over when you fall. Nobody has told them there's a corridor in hall. 10 seconds is enormous when you're down. 10 seconds is a lifetime in a town. Heard the first one somewhere very far outside my head. Heard the second one instead. 3 and 4 arrived and I could feel a kind of floor. 5 was where I noticed that I've been here once before. 6 was every morning that I got up when I couldn't. 7 was a promise made to somebody I shouldn't. 8 was just my body doing what a body does. 9 was every reason that it was. Referees counting and it's fair. Nothing here is asking me to care. Everything I need is in the air. 10 count running out on me. Everything I've been is what decides what I will be. I don't get to think and I don't get to plan. Only get to be the kind of man somebody assembled when he ran. Boom, the low end pounding with the crowd. Everything is roaring and it's loud. Loud. Nothing in the counting is allowed. Woo! Got up at 9 and the arena went to white. Nothing about heroic, it was mostly out of spite. Lost the fight regardless in a very ugly way. Nobody remembers what the judges had to say. Everybody there remembers standing up at 9. That's the only line. Everybody's going to be counted at some point. Nothing about winning, it's a body and a joint. Half of us will stay down and it's honestly okay. Nothing about that is a thing that I would weigh. Only that the getting up is built a year before. Nothing gets decided on the floor. Count of the 10, ending at the 9. Everything I built for was a body on a line. Let the judges give it to the better kind of hand. I got up and that is where I stand. Nothing else about it was as planned. Referee stop counting and I'm standing. Every number was a whole decision. Everything about me was measured. Everything about me came apart. Bought the whole design at a very early age. Everything precise and everything up on a page. Chose the correct school and the correct kind of friend. Chose the correct person. listen and I planned the correct end. Every single measurement was taken and was right. Everything was fitted and was found tight. Then a Tuesday came and the whole garment came apart. Nothing about failing, it was something in the heart. Everything so fitted, it fitted very well. Only that the person in the fitting was a shell. Stood there in the mirror in the suit I had designed. Nobody inside the kind. Seems are all correct and they will hold. Nothing here is anything but cold. Everything I purchased has been sold. Tailored, ruined, beautiful and cut. Everything precisely as intended. Every strut out of a hole, head of a tear. Only I'm a person who's not there. Nothing in the fitting was a care. Slide. Slide. The low and moving like a ham. Everything is perfect and condemned. Nothing in the pattern was a them. Took it off in April and I wore a stupid thing. Everything unfitted and it had a bit of spring. Everybody noticed and they didn't like the change. Had me eye looking tired and they told me I was strange. Never felt so absolutely present in a room. Nothing about it was a tune. Everybody's building an impeccable design. Nobody has asked if there's a person in the line. Half the word is fitted and it's ruining the flow. Nothing about that will ever show. If your life is perfectly and something isn't right, take it off and wear a fright. Ruined, that was tailored, hanging in the hall. Everything I built for is a thing, I let it fall. Let the seams give up and let it go to lose. Nothing in the perfect how to use. Coming apart is finally a truce. Coming apart is finally a truce. Everything about me was measured. Everything about me is my own. Everybody's eating and they've stopped considering the run. That's the only trick there is and it is very old. Nothing about mastery and nothing about bold. Just a person standing very still beside a box, holding all the locks. Slow in and slow out and never quick. Nothing in response to any trick. Everything in here can hear you tick. Beekeeper standing in the hum. Everything around me could just say that I am done. I don't have protection and I don't want on that plan. Only have the stillness of a hand. Something in the calm is what they scan. Down. Thrown the low end, vibrating the air. Everything is dangerous and fair. Nothing here has ever been aware. Took a jar of honey to a woman down the hill. Told her about the boxes and she said she never will. Everybody's frightened of a thing that can be told. Everything about them is a thing you can't withhold. Handed her the jar and watched her taste it and go still. That is the entire skill. Everything worth having is a thing that has a sting. Nothing that is gentle ever gave you anything. Half of any life is standing, come inside the swarm. Nothing about safety and there isn't any norm. If you want the honey, then you'll have to hold the hand steady in a place that isn't plenty. Everything is heavy on the table. Nothing here is remotely stable. Everything I own came up inside the metal box. Every single failure and the pizza and the socks. Nobody has photographed the back of any life. Everything that matters comes in on the Friday night. Somebody should build a monument of gate and chain. Nothing else explains. Every single building has a front and has a back. Front is for the visitors and back is for the stack. Nothing in the lobby ever carried up a bit. Everything that's living came in through the shed. If you wanna know a building, then go find the fray. That is where it's actually great. Elevator for the friends stand on the ground. Everything I carry made this grinding kind of sound. Let the lobby have its mirror and its brass. I'll be in the back and going past. Sent the message and then nothing came. Everything I have is in the way. Worked a station in a valley where the signal has to climb. Everybody's messages arriving out of time. Sent one out in April to a place I've never been. Told them what I made and told them what it's been. Then the silence started and it lasted for a year. Every single morning I would check and it was clear. Everybody says that the silence is a no. Nobody has told me how a silence gets to go. Sometimes it's a person who has died or moved or changed. Sometimes it's a system that has never been arranged. Sometimes they replied and it went somewhere in the air. Silence is a nothing, it's fair. Static on the band and it's the same. Nothing here is answering my name. Everything I sent is in the game. Radio silence humming in the room. Everything I'm waiting on is buried in the gloom. I don't get an answer and I don't get a no. Only get the static and the slow. Something in the nothing has to grow. It's the glow and sitting in the gap. Everything is silence on the map. Nothing here is going to unwrap. Answer came in March of the following year. Somebody had died and there was nothing to be clear. Message got to somebody who found it in a drawer. Roll me back to say what he out waited for. Nothing about closure and it didn't fix a thing. Still it was the loveliest of rain. Everybody's holding on to something they have sent. Nobody has told them what the silence really meant. Half of it is systems and the other half is death. Almost none of it is somebody's contempt. If you're in a silence and it's eating up your year, send another one and disappear. Silence on the radio, breaking after all. Everything I waited on arrived inside a call. Let the static hold whatever it has held. Nothing in the waiting was expelled. Everything I said was finally spent. Everything I sensed away. Everything I had was in the way. I smile when I shouldn't, laugh when I break. I tell everyone I'm fine, it's easier that way. I keep my voice steady, even when it shakes. I learn how to carry on by hiding what I can't say. Some nights hit without sound, just a weight pulling me down. I don't fall, I don't scream, it just settles in me like a shadow in my chest that won't let me rest. I don't fight it anymore, I felt this before. I don't need it to be worse, I just need it to be heard. I don't need another name for the pain. It hurts, not loud, not fast, just a slow ache in my chest. I don't know what comes first, the healing or the hurt. It hurts in a quiet way, like something I carry every day. I don't need to rehearse how much this hurts. It hurts. I don't look for sympathy, I don't want a remedy. Sometimes naming what I feel is the only thing that's real. I've learned pain doesn't rush, it arrives when it wants. And pretending I'm okay only makes it stay. I don't need a cure tonight, I just need a little light. Someone knowing this exists is enough. It hurts, not loud, not fast, just a slow ache in my chest. I don't know what comes first, the healing or the hurt. It hurts, but I'm still here, breathing through it year by year. I don't run, I don't curse, I let it hurt. It hurts. If this pain is part of me, I won't push it out to sea. I'll let it pass, I'll let it stay until it fades its own way. Every feeling has a sound, even silence breaking down. I don't need to be okay, just so it hurts, but it won't define every part of who I am. I don't know when it'll turn, but I know I'll learn. It hurts, and I'm still kind to the parts I used to hide. I don't know what comes first, the healing or the It hurts, not weak, just human. Soft morning through the blinds, nothing loud but I feel aligned. Every breath is warm and slow, like the world already knows. I won't chase the spotlight glow, I just let my colors show. All the cracks I tried to hide, let the daylight slip inside. I don't force, I don't try, I arrive. to doubt the softer side. Thought strength meant I had to fight. Now I see it clear and true. Being gentle pulled me through. I don't rush the moment by. I let it find me. I shine, calm and whole like a fire that never roars, no escape, no line. I shine. If the night comes back around, I remember what I found. I don't fade, I don't resign. I was always meant to shine. Every shadow, every phase led me to these open days. I shine, clear and free, not for you, just for me, no permission, no sign. I shine. When the morning turns to night, I still carry this light. I can't stop. Heartbeat go non-stop. I can't stop. Neon in my bloodstream. Started as a whisper, now it's thunder in my chest. I try to play it cool, but my soul said yes. City on my shoulders, but I'm lighter than before. Cause I learned how to breathe when the night hit the floor. I don't chase the moment, I become it clean. Chrome dreams, new themes in the midnight scene. If you see me moving like I made of light, that's my peace turning into power tonight. Remember one, keep it up. Remember two, don't you fade. Remember three, we don't stop. Harmonies cascade. We got rhythm like a remedy, bass like a bomb. Quiet in the eyes, but we hit like a storm. They said slow down, I said watch me. They said sit still, I said not me. I'm done being small in a big loud room. Now I bloom in the dark like a neon moon. Hands up, feel the pulse and sing. One breath, let the old hurt sink. If you feel that fire in your bones, don't stop, let it grow. I can't stop moving like this. Every beat is a kiss, yeah, the night's my bliss. No brake lights, no fear, just a bright runway. Turning bad days into my day. I can't stop, watch me glow. From the quiet to the riot, let the good vibes flow. We go up, up, under neon skies. I can't stop, cause I finally feel alive. Can't stop, go, go, can't stop, go, 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 can't stop, slow mo, neon drip on my soul. Can't stop, go, go. I used to overthink love like a puzzle in the dark. Now I trust the way it hits like a match to a spark. If it's real, it'll stay, it'll meet me where I'm at. If it's fake, it can leave, I won't beg for that. I'm in my lane, no comparisons, waving at my past like we're not friends again. I'm not running from pain, I'm out running doubt. With my girls by my side, yeah, we're taking the route. Listen, there's a hush in the city when we step in. Like the night holds its breath and the bass kicks in. One step, from I'm tired till I'm shining, it's a switch. Two steps, from don't see me to I'm the glitch. Say it with me, clean it, true. I don't dim for you, I don't break for you. I'm a spark that became a flame and I'm never the same. I can't stop moving like this. Every beat is a kiss, yeah, the night's my bliss. No brake lights, no fear, just a bright runway. Turning bad days into my day. I can't stop, watch me glow. From the quiet to the riot, let the good finally feel alive. I can't stop. Not the glow, not tonight. I can't stop. Hey, with the light. Yeah. Bass low, lights high. We go hard. Street lights ticking like a metronome. We don't need a stage, this city's home. Lip gloss shine, eyes like chrome. Calm in the face, but the heat grown. Sub hit heavy, feel it in the seat. Heartbeat sync with a 4 on the street. We're rolling quiet, but the aura loud. Watch the doubt disappear in the crowd. No weak talk, no fake love energy. Keep it clean like VIP synergy. Girls on my side, we lock the time like a chorus line. Built to redefine. If you try to break us, you pick the wrong night. We turn pressure into posture, posture into light. Deep bass backbone. We don't fall with a kind of bow you can't control. Feel it rise when the kick hits tight, tight. Like a new me stepping in the light, light. No fear, no pause, no playing small. Say it once, we go on. We go hard. Yeah, deep bass, fast heart, leave a neon mark. Hands up, eyes locked, yeah, we raise the bar. If you want that fire, come where we are. We go hard, we go hard. No breaks, no shame, we're a work of art. From the low end up, we're a charging spark. We go hard, and we glow in the dark. Go hard, go hard. No stop, no stop. Low end, big flex, clean move, no stress. Yeah, yeah, feel that. We built that. I used to dim my shine to keep it nice. Now I shine on purpose, that's the price. If I cry, it's rain, then it's done. I don't stay in the dark when I got my sun. Rear view shrinking on my yesterday. I bless it softly, then I drive away. Sisterhood strong like a secret chant. We don't ask, we take what we want. Breathe in, let the bass hold tight. Breathe out, let the doubt take flight. We turn scars into sparkle clean. We turn no into watch me queen. We go hard, 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 we go hard. Neon queens on the highway line. One team, one dream, perfect time. We go hard. We go hard. Yeah. D-bass, fast heart, leave a neon mark. Hands up, eyes locked, yeah, we raise the bar. If you want that fire, come where we are. We go hard, we go hard. No breaks, no shame, we're a work of art. From the low end up, we're a charging spark. We go hard, and we glow in the dark. We go hard, all night, so bright. We go hard, no fear, right here. Engine hum, city hush till we shine. Bass in our bones like a battle line. If you hear that rumble from afar, that's us. We go hard. Rain on the sidewalk, silver and slow. Your shadow stretches, then lets me go. I taste the words I couldn't say, like bitter tea that won't fade away. Neon convenience, lights on your face. A borrowed smile in a borrowed place. My hands are shaking in my sleeves, trying hard not to watch you leave. If this is the last breath that we share, hold me right there. City breathing, almost done. Neon shaking, holding on. If this feeling has a name, say it slow, play it again. Clock on mute, heart too loud. Empty streets, no one around. I know tomorrow's knocking hard, but tonight still holds my card. Lipstick fading, I still bright. We survived another night. Every scar, every sign, let me right here, right on time. Hands in the air, windows down. Baseline melts into the town. I don't need forever now, just a second, just somehow. We don't promise, we don't swear. Truth is heavy, but it's fair. If this ends when lights turn blue, I'm okay if I had you. If the sun starts calling my name, let it wait, let it wait. I'm not done with who I am in this glow, in this space. One more time, one more time. Let me feel it in my spine. If I fall and shine. Give me just one more time, one more time, one more night before we cross into the light. No rewind, no alibi, just one more time. One more time, yeah, heartbeat synced with the skyline. One more, don't let it die. Say you're here, say you're mine. I've been quiet, I've been strong, played it safe for way too long, but this moment feels like truth. No disguise, no excuse. Friends and echoes laughing low. Every face I used to know. All the wrongs that led me right made me fearless for tonight. Hold me close, then let me go. I don't need control. If this is the last refrain, I'll remember every frame. Say it once, say it clean. This was more than a dream. Even if the night moves on, what we felt is never gone. One more time, one more time. Let me burn it into my mind. If I cry, it's from the high. Give me just one more time, one more time, one more chance. Let me finish this last dance. When the morning draws the line, I'll say I live. One more time. Sunrise whispers, engine slow. Neon fades, but still I glow. If the world asks what was mine, I'll smile and say one more time. I was stuck in my head for days. Great little thoughts in a crowded maze. But the baseline found my spine. Now I'm back, yeah, I'm feeling fine. Gloss on my lips, calm in my eyes. Storm in my chest, but I'm synchronized. All that noise, I let it fade. When the kick hits, I'm unafraid. We slide in, four silhouettes, different hearts, same mindset. No permission, no apology. We move like waves with chemistry. Hands up high, let the doubt fall down. New mood, new me, new side of town. If they talk, let them talk so weak. We don't listen, we just feel the beat. Close your eyes, count to three. Let it wash over you like heat. Every worry, set it free. When the rhythm's under your feet.
Feel the beat, feel the beat, the beat.
In my veins, so sweet, no more weight on me. I'm light, I'm free.
Feel the beat, feel the beat.
Like a spark in the street. If you lost your peace, come find it. Feel the beat, feel the beat.
Feel the beat. Feel the beat, the beat, the beat.
Feel the beat. Feel the beat. Late night drive, windows down. City stars like a loaded crown. I don't need them to understand. I got my girls and a master plan. Soft but strong, that's how we glow. Quiet confidence and let it show. I don't fight, I don't compete. I just rise when I feel the beat. Hold up, pause, listen. Feel the beat.